guys, Dr. J again. We have our specimens in, and what we're going to do now is we're going to dump the specimens, the shrimp, into this trough. This is a box that we'll sort through the specimens. We'll separate our specimens from the shrimp. We'll keep the shrimp on ice if we're going to keep them, and then when we're done, we'll decide what kind of specimens we're going to keep. As we do this, I'm going to identify the specimens for you. So watch this. See what we got? Ooh, look at that nice shrimp, guys. Nice brown shrimp. Look at that. Awesome. Put him over there in the corner. Another one, edible. Look at this, guys. Look at that. Croaker. Nice spot croaker. This little fish right here is in the jack family, and it's a bumper. The way I know it's a bumper, it's got a little black spot on its tail right here. But this is a common name for it. It is called a bumper. Good catch here. This right here that I'm pointing my finger to is a ctenophore. It's a bioluminescent organism. A common name for it is called a comb jelly. The reason it's called a comb jelly, it has rows of cilia on it. You can barely see them on this video, but those rows of cilia look like combs. So that's a common name for it, called a comb jelly. This guy right here is a heron. It's called a threadfin heron. And they're common out here. We didn't get many of them today, but that's what this guy is. Good catch. Here, these are Menhaden, Gulf Menhaden. Gulf Menhaden get to be about 8 inches long. They're very important in the food chain, as all of these specimens we're getting today. This guy right here is used for cat food and also dog food, and also the scales are used for making glitter. Also, there's oil they get out of this, and they use the oil for a base for things like perfume, colognes, and so forth. This is Menhaden. The reason I have a glove on today is because a lot of these dorsal fins, you can tell on this one, has very prominent dorsal fins, and they can really stick to you. And I mean, they're not going to kill you or anything, but it will cause an injury and it could get infected. So I kind of wear this glove to protect myself while I'm going through these specimens to see what we've got. This is the way shrimpers do it. They bring their catch in from their trawl, and they have a trough like this, and they'll spread it out and go through it and pick the shrimp that are large enough for eating, like I'm picking out here, and put them to one side. And then later they will dump everything back in the ocean that they're not going to keep, and then you'll see huge swarms of birds coming around and getting everything that they're not going to keep. We have some good specimens here that we're going to bring back to the retreat. And now this is a croaker. It's not a spot croaker. The difference is, if you look right behind his operculum, you'll see there's not a spot. They're both types of croakers, but they're different species. Same genus, different species. So let me show you a comparison. You see this croaker right here, you see the spot croaker, and then the croaker. Both of them have large air bladders, and why we call them croakers is they make a sound like somebody that's croaking. You hear a lot of air coming out over their through their gullet, and it makes a very loud, prominent sound. We call these fish, another common name for them is called a drum. Here we go. Guys, got a little puffer. Look at there. This is called a least puffer. The puffer is a very common fish around here. Trying to make him puff up for you. They like to puff up because they're afraid, and when they're afraid, they'll puff up, and they can puff up with either water or air. and it provides somewhat of a defense for them, but really you can tell if something's bigger coming along, that's not going to provide a lot of defense for it. But that is a puffer. This guy's called a least puffer. Really pretty, isn't he? See what else we can find in here. Is this not interesting? This right here is part of a tube. We call it a tube worm. There's a worm that lives inside this tube that they have built. And usually they're about a foot long. We didn't get the worm that lives in here, but you can see the casement that the worm lives in. Good job. So all of these things that we're seeing, I'm looking for something different, are common out here. We'll keep all these Menhaden for specimen collections. We're going to make some specimen collections for the groups that come down and visit us. Going to eat the shrimp. Sorry. Y'all come down, we'll make some shrimp. Here we go. Here's some good shrimp. The shrimp. They're little, but they're still used. You can use them in gumbo. You like gumbo, don't you? Okay. So I don't see anything different that we've got. Going to keep a few of these to take back for specimen collections. Wait a minute. Here we go. Did find something different. This little guy is called a lizard fish. Get up to about a foot long. This one is an inshore lizard fish. Two types of lizard fish. This is one that we refer to as the inshore lizard fish. Why do you think we call him a lizard fish? Look at his face. Huh? Yeah, looks just like a lizard, doesn't it? So that's just a common name. We're not going through genus and species names while we're collecting today, but you will when you do taxonomy. So we have if you remember taxonomy, if you haven't started studying it yet, taxonomy, if it's an animal, we start off with the animal kingdom, then we do the class, the phylum, the class, the order, the family, genus, and species. Every animal and every plant has a taxonomy. See that long dorsal fin? Can you get that? That's why it's called a threadfin shad, a common name. There are a lot of shad out here, different species, and this one is a threadfin shad, just a common name because of that long fin. Now you can see it better. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Yep. So, this is our first drag. We're going to do one more. The trawl is out. We're pulling in about 6 to 8 feet of water. We're going to go up to where the mouth of Bon Secure River starts and see if we can get anything up there. But you've seen how we trawl, and you've seen how shrimpers trawl. We just got a very few shrimp here today, but we're going to keep them because we might do a shrimp oil or something like that when we get more. And we've got enough specimens that we can go back to the retreat and make specimen collections for the different schools that come down. All right, look how dirty I am. That's good, isn't it? That's good stuff right there. So anyway, Dr. J is out, but I'll be back soon.